Kenny, do you think when, my experience in terms of live sporting events is I always assume that my smartphone won't work. Do you think your customers are now assuming that it should and will work?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. When it's just table stakes now. I mean, when we look at the new arena, when we talk about this needs to be second to none, it's not even a question as to, and that's part of a shift. It's one thing, and you'll hear other owners say, well, it's not really that important, that they'd rather have fans watching what's happening on the court and then on their phone. But in reality, my belief is that you will create the experience you want. And right now, that experience may be, okay, I want to be able to hold up and get an augmented experience of Steph Curry running down the court. I want that data,
right now.
Right now, I hear the densification a lot in this conversation, but being able to the hardest for us is being able to predict what that need is going to be. Like, for example, it's one thing when you're watching a basketball game and it's very fast paced and there's not a whole lot of time. It's second when Taylor Swift now raises her phone and says, I want everyone to download this video right now. You got to be able to do that, right? Or if you're going to have augmented experiences and people are going to be pulling from that, whether it's DAS or
So Stephanie, does this excite you or does this trouble you? Is this good or bad news?
Oh no, I think it's very exciting. I mean, I think we're evolving. We're looking at the network. We're trying to evolve to things like 5G, where we're going to have faster speeds and be able to direct signal to specific dense places. And so this is we're at the precipice now where we think the mobile network is really coming to will be more valuable in these sort of really dense locations. And then also, on a basketball court, people are all sitting around looking, they can still use the Jumbotron, they can sort of sit together and see a lot. But when football stadiums are organized differently, so we really think that, if you can provide a stellar in-stadium experience, maybe you're competing a little bit with the sofa or at the pub or people with their friends, getting replays and other things, we think, that's a really, important fan experience. But then when you start to look at, outside of these contained venues, whether it's skiing or NASCAR or other things, you really start to see that, bringing the content back and then having people have an experience that where they're able to make phone calls and get video and chat and do whatever they need to do is kind of what we look at for the future of the way the network works.
I think a huge obstacle to the pervasiveness of virtual reality is the ability to reach people. And we feel that, I think that by leveraging AT&T's new, content distribution platforms with DirecTV, plus the advantages that we have of this global mobile networking system, we can really reach users in a way that hasn't been done in previous VR waves. But then people ask me, okay, then why do you choose sports? They look at me and, I'm a robotics nerd, and they don't really look at me as someone that would have chosen a sports product. But I tell them, I would really like to be engaged, and if you can find a way to bring all the information on the internet to my fingertips and actually provide context to professional sports as I'm engaging with it, I think you can harness a whole group of users, a group of fans that haven't been reached before.
All the entertainment properties and the sports properties are looking for ways to bring that content in to new fans in ways that's going to augment what they already know or do. It's going to make that experience richer. And as much as that can be customized to the way you want to experience that content, the better.